So I've just watched Sam's video talking about the reasons why Moyes should be in or out of United, and I feel there's a very negative spin on that. Of course, Manchester United's position at the moment isn't the best. We shouldn't be in this position, but I think there's plenty more reasons to it, as you know, other than David Moyes is a poor manager. I don't think that's the reason whatsoever. I think sacking him after 6-7 months would be an outrageous thing to do. Something that I'd be shocked to see if that happened. Even if it happened at the end of the season, I'd be shocked to see that happen. I think what you have to see is David Moyes has taken over a job which is so big and has so many different elements to it that you can't just pinpoint it down to the manager. I think firstly, if you look at his playing staff for many years, the Glazers have been sucking money out of Manchester United. We won the Champions League. We won countless league titles. We've brought in record sponsorship deals every single year. Massive amounts of money through sponsorship. We've got more sponsors than we probably have players at the moment. And that's saying something. And we failed to spend money and keep up with our competition. Sir Alex Ferguson has helped the Glazers in their job of taking as much money out of the club as they could possibly do, because he was getting an extra 15, 20 points out of the team, out of what he had. If you look at the team that he had, obviously at the time you can be blind to it, but the team just wasn't good enough. For many years we've been screaming out that our central midfield area has been poor. Sir Alex Ferguson failed to bring in a good central midfielder, or to buy central midfielders that were good enough to continue at the club for a long term, apart from Michael Carrick. And I can't. When was the last time we signed an out and out central midfielder? Can't remember. Owen Hargreaves, probably. And you saw how that turned out. But Sir Alex Ferguson failed to get a central midfielder. David Moyes has had two transfer windows. I think the first transfer window was a catastrophe. I think you can look at David Moyes, but you can also look at Ed Woodward. David Gill's been out of the team. You've seen him come back in January to help out in the negotiations for Juan Mata. So you can see there was clearly an issue there. That can't be all down to David Moyes. He doesn't negotiate deals, nor does he try and seal them. So you can't blame David Moyes for the failure to bring in central midfielder in the summer. In the January, he signed a player that was available and is a fantastic talent. Fair enough, not a player that we needed as such, but he's a fantastic player. And he managed to get him into the club. That brings positives. It says that he can bring in world-class talent to the club, and he can attract those kind of players, and it gives more confidence to the team. Our results on the pitch haven't been good enough. You look at players again, you're talking experienced players like Rio Ferdinand, who's been talking crap off the pitch. You look at Nemanja Vidic, poor leadership on the pitch, rumours he wants to go. Patrice Evra is finished. Michael Carrick's been out of the team with injury. Robin van Persie, he's been injured. He's not looked on it at all. Our experienced players that helped us so much last season, haven't been there for a lot of reasons. And David Moyes has suffered because of that, and our results have suffered because of that. That's not an excuse. It's just what has happened. Now, fair enough, I think tactically at times David Moyes has been poor. He was poorer at the beginning of the season. And I think he's been poor at home in breaking down the teams, opposition teams. I do think he will improve. What David Moyes brings to the club, he will bring through youth, talent. As you've seen, if you look at the cup game, the team that we had out there was so youthful. Phil Jones, Danny Welbeck, Adnan Januzaj, Chris Smalling, Raphael. They're all very young players. Danny Welbeck, very young players, always improving. Is encouraging them at the club, and we all want to see that. We don't want to be like City or Chelsea, where you can't name a homegrown player in the team. He's got to develop a style of play, I feel. He's got to change the way we play. I think in using Januzaj a lot, in bringing Mata in, that will force a change of play. Some may say that can he tactically adapt to it? I don't know. I think he can. I think tactically in Europe he's been very good this season. At home he's let us down. So it's in the balance. Still remain to be seen, but you can't judge him after this amount of time. What else has he done well? He's got the likes of Wayne Rooney playing fantastically well. He's looking fit. He's looking raring to go. He looked on the wane, excuse the pun, in his last year under Sir Alex Ferguson. And he's got him playing well. I think the players at the club aren't helping him. He needs to get a lot of them out. Anderson has gone, as sad as it was to see. And if someone would have said David Moyes' first two signings were Marouane Fellaini and Juan Mata, we would have snapped their hands off for that, because they're two very big signings. Fair enough, the circumstances Fellaini coming into the team weren't the best. I don't think he's got a player that's going to solve all our problems, nor is Juan Mata. But you have to give David Moyes time. In the summer, we'll see a lot of players leaving. The reason he gave so many players a chance and they've let him down. Every player got a chance apart from Wilfried Zaha. Another great point, fair enough, Sam did make this point, is that he was strict with Wilfried Zaha because of how he was training. And I like that. That's what we want to see. Now we need to see ruthlessness with some experienced players and with some players that just aren't good enough for Manchester United. And we need to give him time. Why are we demanding everything now? Fair enough, we need to get results. But he's got a long-term job on his hands. You've got so many knee-jerk people out there these days that, the 1 minute they're praising players that they didn't know about 6 months ago and saying they're the best thing since sliced bread. Next thing they're calling them a flop. Like, you can't. Arsenal fans 6-7 months ago were screaming Wenger out. Now what are they saying? You can't be so knee-jerk. You have to give time. You have to give David Moyes time to bring through the youth that he wants to bring through, to bring in some more players of the ilk like Juan Mata, like we've seen he can bring in, and obviously develop a style of playing football. We know he likes to play with wingers. Our wingers have been astonishing. We know he likes to play with good fullbacks. Raphael's been in and out of the team, and Evra's been shocking. He's shit. Let's be honest, Evra is finished. He's had poor luck with injuries as well. There's a lot of reasons why Manchester United ain't in the top couple of teams in the league. And that's not all David Moyes' fault. Yes, he is at fault for some things, but he will improve, I believe, as he gets more comfortable in the job, as the younger players get better. And you have to give him time to get to grips with his team and to make it his own team. Only then can we judge him. Now, I'm not saying, give Moyes unlimited amount of time and Moyes is perfect for the role. I don't think that. I think there's a lot of negatives that he has, but Rome was not built in a day, as they say, and you have to give David Moyes time to get this team the way he wants it. And this right now is not the way he wants it. Look at some of the players out there. They're not playing for the badge. No one's playing for the badge anymore. And until we bring those young players through, bring some more players in that David Moyes wants at the club, we get rid of some of Fergie's old boys who are stuck with a bad attitude, and are not helping the manager. Leaders that have failed to lead. The reason I thought we'd do so well is because I thought some of these leaders, some of the players like Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic would help, and they haven't. It's a long process. We've had so much success, and the fans now need to stick by the manager, stick by the team, and stick by some of these younger players, because they will get better and they will improve. If after 2 seasons, David Moyes, we're still languishing in 4th, 5th, then fair enough. It's time to look at him as whether he's the right manager or not, but you can't judge him now. You'd be crazy to do so. So guys, get your comments in below. Make sure you subscribe to Full Time Devils and make sure you like the video as well. Get your comments in. Am I right? Am I wrong? And keep interacting with us. Cheers guys. Keep it locked to Full Time Devils. Thank you.